problem is just escaping from the state of nature, and peace is nothing but peace is simply the escape from the state of nature was just a kind of definition given by the person regarding what we mean by peace. And then when we come to the contemporary thought concerning what we mean by peace, yes, contemporary philosophers argue that peace must include justice, that there is a matter of justice, the issue of justice, whenever we talk and think about what a peace is. And so the issue of structural violence should be solved if we want to talk about what peace is. And so injustice, inequalities, oppressions, and things related to these issues can destroy real peace. Therefore, peace requires protection of human rights, equality or realization of equality among different identities that exist in that country, and then fair institutions and the freedom from violence and exploitation and something like that is something how peace can be defined in contemporary thought. And then in politics, yes, in politics, peace is a condition which is maintained through governance and law. We know what happened in the history of the world during the First World War, Second World War, and even we know what is happening across the globe nowadays even. So, you see, when we look at how the world is structured, you know, especially the realists believe that there is no world governance. We don't have, you know, a kind of government, a kind of sovereign government as we have at the national level, because international system is characterized as anarchic system, a system where there is no supreme organ to lead, to do everything. So that is why the First World War happened, then that it was devastating type of war. And then they came together and to just form an international institution or organization which is known as League of Nations. And one of the aim of League of Nations was to prevent future conflicts or future war between the nations, but it was unsuccessful because League of Nations was a kind of toothless dog, and the Second World War happened. And then again, after such a devastating or catastrophic war of the Second World War, then they again came together, and then they formed or established the so-called United Nations organizations in 1945. And then after 1945, we do have just United Nations organization as one of the global governance. So under this global institution, just we do have a concept of peace building, which involves democratization in different parts of the globe, and respect of or realization of human rights, economic development, and reconciliation in different parts of the world. It was, you know, what is propagated by United Nations organization just politically. So political peace requires just addressing structural violences such as poverty, inequality, injustice, political marginalization, because there are certain groups of people or parties in a given country, those who are highly marginalized from the mainstream political structure. So just answering all these questions are the attention of politics in peace. And then again, when we look at what peace is in military, yes, from a military perspective, peace is often as a result of deterrence, which is preventing wars through strength and a kind of a balance of power or maintaining stability among states. So peace can be seen this way. So peace is a multidisciplinary concept in terms of religion, or religious peace can be just inner and spiritual harmony. Philosophically, we can see rational justice and moral order, and then political peace is about institutional stability and rights. Military is about strategic deterrence. So true and sustainable peace requires integrating inner transformation and social justice and institutional accountability. So peace can be described as a state of mutual harmony between people or groups, especially in personal and group relations, the relations that we have with individuals and within that group or society or the community. So it is an agreement between individuals and the groups to end their hostilities and just abstain from further fighting or antagonism. So peace is a multidimensional concept that can be discussed with various types, such as, you know, personal peace. Okay, so personal peace is something very important. This is very foundational whenever we talk about peace. Unless people have personal peace, the community cannot have peace, and then the nation cannot have peace, and the globe cannot have peace. So personal peace is something very important. Because whenever we talk about personal peace, we are just talking about inner calmness, emotional stability of that individual. Again, peace can be seen as a social peace, which is the presence or prevalence of harmony within a given community. If there is no a caste system, if there is no inferiority and superiority complex within that community, we can have a kind of harmony within the community, and that is simply the prevalence of social peace. And then national peace, stability within a country, when political disagreements and different problems that can arise between different groups of society or political interest is addressed through peaceful manner, we can say that there is a national peace at the national level. And then international peace among states. How states are trying to deal their issues. Are they trying to solve their problem coming to the round table, or are they trying to solve their problem through force or through military power? That matters. And the other point I want to focus on is just inner peace and outer peace, again, positive and negative peace, because this is the point that I want to focus on. Now let's see, inner peace and external peace, or inner peace and outer peace. Let me ask you a question, and then you will just tell me at the end. And what is the difference between internal peace and external peace? Okay, can you jot down something that comes to your mind regarding what internal peace and external peace? Okay, so let's see what internal peace is first. Internal peace is also just called as inner peace, which is to say peace of mind. As whenever we talk about internal peace, we are just talking about the internal or just peace of mind of an individual. It is the calm and the stability we feel within ourselves. So it exists when we are free from worry, when we are free from anxiety, when we are free from hatred, greed, and other negative thoughts. If somebody or if an individual have this kind of ill wills, that person has no internal peace, because there is a worry within that person. There is anxiety within that person. There is hatred with that person. There is a kind of greed and other negative thoughts. So we can never say that that person has, internal peace. So it is peace inside the heart and inside the mind of each and every individual. So internal peace is, something foundational for other peace, because a person who is disturbed inside, can easily create conflict outside. That is why we need to focus on just internal peace. Each individual should have internal peace as much as possible. So this is all about what we mean by internal peace. And when I come to external peace is a kind of peace in the society, peace in the country, and a kind of peace in the world. It means, living together without war, without violence, without injustice or fear. So it includes harmony, equality, respect for human rights and security and social justice. So when there are these things are prevailed, we can say that there is a kind of external peace. So in short, external peace is not only the absence of conflict, but also about the presence of fairness, cooperation, and mutual respect in a given society. So this is how internal peace and external peace can be seen. And that when it comes to negative and positive peace, again, I do have a question that you are going to reflect on later. Which type of peace is more sustainable and why? From these two types of peace, which is from negative peace and from positive peace, which one do you think is more sustainable and why? Now, to begin with the first one, that is negative peace. Negative peace is just to say absence of direct violence or direct war. When there is no direct confrontation, when there is no direct war between two individuals or between two society, two states, we can say that there is a kind of negative peace. So it simply means that there is no armed conflict, or there is no as such manifested fighting or visible bloodshed between two groups or two parties, but there is a problem. There is a problem which should be solved. That is why we say here negative peace. Relatively, there is a peace, but that is not a kind of absolute or a better or lasting peace there. That's why it's negative. For example, when two countries are not at war, but we can say that they have negative peace. They are not at war, but there might be a kind of diplomatic tension between the two nations. Then we can say there is a negative peace between the two nations. So negative peace does not necessarily mean that everything is good or fair in that society. Rather, people may still suffer from injustice. Okay. In the environment where there is negative peace, we can say that there is a kind of structural violence.